Pastrami beef ribs on the Texas Smoke King. Let me show you how I did it. We have ourselves a beautiful looking rack of beef short ribs. Now these are the plate cut of the beef short ribs. So there's 3 bone. If you get the chuck, they have 4. We're going with the plate. These came from 44 Farms. And I've done a video on whether or not you should leave the fat cap on, but since we're making pastrami beef ribs, I'm gonna take this fat cap off. We're only brining them for 6 days, so I wanna make sure we get maximum penetration into the meat. So we're gonna simply try and shave this layer of fat off the top, taking as little meat as possible. We got our fat cap removed, and this has a ton of intermuscular marbling. So we're not going to lose a ton of flavor by removing that fat cap. There was a lot of silver skin underneath it as well, but these are choice beef ribs. I always go with choice. They're a very rich cut as it is, and there's plenty of marbling in these. We're not going to miss that fat cap. And now we need to make our pastrami brine. To start our pastrami brine, we're going to toast off some mustard seeds, coriander seeds, juniper berries. I'll have everything listed on the screen here that we're going to toast off. Once our spices are fragrant, you can hear them popping like they're doing now. I'm going to go in with a quart of water, some kosher salt and pink curing salt, some brown sugar, some crushed garlic, 3 sticks of cinnamon, and 3 bay leaves. Now we're going to get this all mixed together, let it come up to a simmer, make sure all our sugar and salt gets dissolved, all the flavors meld together, then we'll pull it off. We simmered our brine for about 5 minutes to make sure all that salt and sugar dissolved. Now we're gonna dump it over a bunch of ice. Ran a little cold water in the pan to get all the residuals out of there. Then we wanna get this bucket up to 4 quarts of water. Got 4 quarts of our brine, now we're gonna dump it into our brining vessel. Now we're gonna add our beef ribs. Ended up flipping them meat side down. They were floating a little, so we're gonna go meat side down and then fill this little glass container full of brine, and it's gonna keep them fully submerged. Got our beef ribs in the brine, and if they taste half as good as they smell, we're in for a treat. And I can't take any credit for this pastrami brine. I got this from Chud's Barbecue on his original pastrami brisket video years ago. I'll link it in the description down below. This brine is phenomenal. Recommend checking out that link to get the full ingredients and watch that video because that brisket looks incredible. These are going to go in the fridge for 6 days. We'll see you when it's time to pull them out and season them. 6 days after we put our meat in the pastrami brine, they are ready to cook. Ran them under some cold water to make sure we got all of the brine off of them. Any sugars or salt or cure that was left on it, just wanted to rinse that off. So now it's time to season them up. Not really necessary, but we're going to go a little seasoning on the back. And flip them over. We're going to go on with a heavy dose of coarse coriander, just ground it up in a spice grinder, some coarse black pepper, ground mustard, and then some garlic powder. We're going to go on with a heavy coating. There's no salt in this and no salt needed. That brine had all the salt needed to season this meat throughout. Just going to season everything up, get our sides. Beef ribs are nicely seasoned. Let's go fire up the pit. Sticking with the same fire starting setup. 2 logs on the side, 1 log on top, some charcoal in the middle. Pit is rolling and it's time to get our beef ribs on. Put them right in the middle of the smoker. We've got the big end of the bones facing the firebox. We have the damper on the door set wide open. We have the damper on the stack set at half open. We're going to aim for 225 for the first couple of hours of the cook. Once we do hit 225, we'll close that stack down to about 80% closed or 20% open and let these beef ribs roll. So for now, we're going to shut them down, let them cook. 4 hours into the cook and our beef ribs are looking fantastic. We're getting some good pullback on the bones. The bark is set nicely. Still pretty firm, not even close to being tender yet. But we rocked the first couple of hours at 225 degrees. We've been rolling at 250 for the last couple of hours. The rain has arrived in Dallas, but the pit's running well. We've got a tent over it. I've had the stack at halfway open for pretty much the entire cook. I've had to manipulate the fire a little bit to get to 250. It's 72 degrees and raining in Dallas today, but the pit has been running well. We're gonna shut it down, let it go at 250 for another couple hours. For the end of the cook, we're gonna bump it up to 275. But everything's looking good so far. We're gonna keep cooking. About 10 hours after we put these beef ribs on, they are done. They look and smell fantastic. Didn't change anything with the cook process. Obviously didn't wrap them, they're unwrapped. Bumped the tips up to 275 for the last little bit of the cook. Added wood when needed. We really got about 40 minutes per split. So we're gonna let these cool down to about 140 degrees. We'll slice into them, see how they taste. After a long, slow smoke, our beef ribs are looking fantastic. Slice into them. No need to worry about a 6-day cure. This is obviously a cured beef rib. Looks amazing. Let's slice into the other one. Nothing more to say than that looks amazing. We've got to dive in. I have a lot of hungry people here. We want to see how this pastrami beef rib tastes. Let's give it a shot.
Cheers.
Oh my.
Reckon Raiders.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Unbelievable.
Thanks, Greg.
So good.
6 days was definitely long enough. Perfect salinity, perfect flavor. Really, really good beef rib.
Let's eat.
Make pastrami beef ribs. We're gonna eat. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you in the next one.